Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn about binary login in MySQL Server. Binary login captures data changes statements. It is used with the replication, and it can be also used for point-in-time database recovery. So we can restore the database at some certain point where we need to. As from the name you can tell, the data is stored as binary, so it's pretty fast when it captures the information. Just make sure if you are running a lot of data changing statements such as updates, delete, inserts, and all that, you want to make sure your binary login files directory or disk that's separated from the data directory or data disk. It's just a suggestion. If you have a big disk that you can use for sure with the binary login and for data. So in my case, I always recommend using a different disks for the login than data. So what we will learn in this video, we will learn how to enable a binary login in MySQL Server that's installed on Windows. Then we will do the same thing for MySQL Server installed on Linux. Then we will look into the binary log reading utility that's called the MySQL Bin Log. So we will use on the Windows as well as we will use on the Linux. Let's go to the Windows machine where we have installed one of the MySQL Server. So let's go to services. I just want to show you the service that I'm going to use or MySQL Server. So click M, and here is MySQL Server AD. Okay, I can connect to this server by using Workbench. Open Workbench. I already have created the connections. You can see my videos how to create the connections to different servers in MySQL Workbench. Here we have different databases or schemas, TBIT and TechBrother Test and all those different databases. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. First of all, I need to figure out if the binary login is enabled on this MySQL server. How I can do that? To do that, I need to look into the configuration file. So what is configuration file? That's where all the configuration is stored, and it's called the my.ini. Right click on your service, go to properties, and here is the location for your my.ini file. Right here you can see program data, MySQL Server 8.0 and my.ini file. I'm copying this part of it, and let me open this folder, and then we see where exactly is our my.ini file is. Okay, here. So you can see that my.ini file is there. It's a configuration file. Double click, open it with the notepad, and now we will look for binary logging. So I'm gonna type binary, and here is our binary logging. Okay, so we have binary login, and it's a bin-log equal to TechBrothersIT.-bin. So our binary log is created in default data directory where our databases are created. This is not great, as I was telling you. I should create this one on D drive or somewhere, separate than where my data directory is. But for now, it is okay. And if you need to change it, that's what I was saying. Stop your service, come back here, and change the path for this file. Also, the name of the file can be changed. Instead of TechBrothersIT, you could have a TBIT or bin log, whatever the name you would like to have it. It is okay. So actually, let's do it. Instead of using TechBrothersIT bin, we will change it. But before I do it, I'm going to show you where exactly these files are already created. So I'm going to go to the MySQL, and here this data, and you can see these files are created. TechBrothersIT bin dot 0001415 and all that. So they are created in the sequence. So it always add the number to it as it create multiple files. So you can also define the size of the bin log. So if you want to have only maybe 10 MB, after that you want to create a new one, you can do it. Okay, so instead of TechBrothersIT.bin, we would like to change it. So to change it, I'm going to go ahead and stop the service first. Okay, the service is stopped. We are in my.ini file, and here is, I'm going to call this one tb bin log -bin. You don't have to have a -bin here. It's your choice if you want. Okay, hit Control S. As I said, you can always change the path of the file as well if you would like to. Okay, but in my case I'm going to let this go to the default directory. Fine. Okay, here, here we already hit save. Now go back to service, start the service, and AD, start the service. And if you remember, that's where our files are created. So you can see the 48 files are created, and TB bin log bin file is created right here. So that's our first file. There is another file that's created right away. It's called index file. That file keep the records of bin logs. So if you open it, you're going to see this is the first file it is creating, and when it will create the next file, it will add that file to the index file. Here our tbit bin log file is created. We can open with Notepad. Okay. So you can see that this is just a binary data. You might see some characters here, but not whole lot information. All right. So what we need to do here, we need to connect to our MySQL server here and create some databases, maybe update, delete, or insert some records. Here, I'm in TBIT, and I'm going to run this command. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating my test table. Run it. Okay. Table already exists. Fine. I'm going to go ahead and insert the data. Okay, one row affected, and then I'm going to update this table with another record. Fine, that's affected as well. Now if I go back to the bin log right here, you can see that that's our directory file, and we can see some information. Go all the way, and you can see we did the updates. So you can see some of the information. Amir is my last name, so you can see that, but this information is not 100% like readable. So this is in the binary. So we notice that the information for the data change is captured. That's a good thing. To read this information, what we need to do, we need to use MySQL bin MySQL bin log utility. Okay, where that utility is, that is on our installation here. So we are going to go here to C drive, go to the program files, MySQL, go to the server, and go to the bin folder, and that's where it is MySQL bin. So we go there, try to find it right here. MySQL bin log, that's the utility we will be using to read the file. I'm going to copy this path, go to the CMD, and then what I'm going to do here, so I will say cd path. So I'm in the bin folder right now, and the MySQL bin log, and what I have to do, I have to provide the path of that bin file. So that's the path. Here is the path. I'm going to do one more thing here before I make a lot of changes here. Okay, so when you are running this in your Windows, you have to put the double quotes around it, and the path of so it's called the tb bin log. That's the name of the file, and see that point 000, there are 5 zeros here, and then 1. So that's the name of the file. So I'm going to put it here, dash 00051, and that's it. Okay, now what we have here, if I will go ahead and say MySQL bin log and provide this information, it just should read the file. So there are some problem with reading this file. I will show you, what are the issues. So okay, clear the screen, CLS, and paste it now, and you can see that the file is read. There are some problems. I'm gonna try to tell you what are those problems. Here you can see that okay, it tells us there are some there are some things we did here in TBIT MySQL and all that, but actual commands are kind of right here, and we cannot read them. So to read those commands, what you have to do, you have to say MySQL bin log -v, that's verbose, and now once you run it, then it should show you the entire statements. So CLS and run again. Now you can see that. So you can see with these triple hashes here, you can see that we did update to TBIT. We were 1 is equal to 1. We put value is equal to 2 and set all that. My name is Amir or Amish is my name. That's what I wrote in the last time. If you go further up, you will see other statements as well. So you see insert, where we did insert into the table. So you can see that. To read that, what we have to do, you have to open a command line. Just one more time, I wanna and go to bin. Where is your MySQL bin log utility will be, okay? And then you will be using MySQL bin -v and then provide the actual file name with double quotes around it. That's what you will do in Windows. Okay, great. Now we know that how to read and all that. In next videos when I will be doing restore, I will show you how you can use this file to restore point in time. And let's say if we would like to just I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. If we would like to restore all the way here instead of where we created a table and the update went wrong. So in those cases we would like to update restore our database till here. That's easy, and we can do with the start time and end time. Here we'll ignore these statements. Maybe update or delete went very bad and delete entire things, or updated the data wrong, and you would like to reverse back to the point in time. So we can use this one. Okay, great. Now what we need to do, we need to go to the Linux here, and I'm going to use the putty here so we can do the same type of work in the Linux. TechBrothersIT node 1, that's my node name, and I'm going to go to appearance, change the fonts, and here bold 16 will work for me. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and provide the username and password. Okay, let's make it a little small so you will have more visual in the middle of the screen instead of it go further down. I'm going to make it super user so I don't have to provide the password every time. Alright, so we are all good here. Where exactly the location of binary log files is, how we would know that in the Linux. So if you need to know where is your location for a binary log, or if the binary log is enabled, you're going to go to etc and then say cat my.config. So in the etc you have this file called the my.config. It's the same way like we have my.ini file in the Windows. Here in the Unix you have my.config file. Hit enter and you can see that all the configuration what you have saved here. So here you can see that we have data directory, we have socket, we have log error, we have general query logging, but we do not have anything for binary logging, and we have to make changes. Okay, so what we can do, we can clear the screen here and say sudo vim and my.config. Now the file is open. Hit escape I, so it will let us enter the data. I'm going to go all the way to the end here and then hit enter. Okay, I have typed these statements here so I can just paste it. What I have here, log bin tbit -log. So that's the name of the file I would like to have it. Then it will add those numbers to it, dash 00001 2 3 4 and all that. It will create those automatically. Okay, log bin index, that's the index file name what I would like to have, and I can provide that. What's the max bin log size? So I'm saying 10 MB. If the size increases more than 10 MB, go ahead and create a new one. Okay, so there could be more options you have available. I will say go ahead and study binary log in detail if you would like to explore more options. Now from here I'm going to go to the putty here and paste it. So I have pasted these 3 lines in my my.config file under the etc. Okay, great. But if you have noticed that I did not tell like okay where the tbit file should go. So it is going to go to the var and it is going to go to var lib and MySQL. Okay, so if you want to say provide something, maybe var, or you have your own directory, you say mylog something, on root, you have created that or mounted different drive, you can always do that. But in my case, it's going to go to the var lib and MySQL. That's a default path for it. I didn't provide it, so I don't have to, because that's a default. But in your case, you can always provide wherever you would like to create your logs. Okay, great. Now we are going to hit escape and then hit colons, W, Q, exclamation mark. That will save our file. Okay, one thing, if I will go to the var now, okay, and just go to the lib, go to the MySQL and ls-sig, and let's see. So if you see that we have these binary files that are there, bin log 1 2 3 4 5. These are the old ones. I enabled them before, but now our binary log is a tbit dash log. That's the name we should look for. But this one does not have anything called tbit. Okay, because when we make these changes to the my.config, we have to stop the service and restart. So, or we simply restart the service. So what we have to say, system, I'm going to clear the screen, go on top so you can see. So what I have to do, system ctl restart mysql d. Okay, it's restarting the service. Great, the service is restarted. Now look for the where we are right now, pwd. Our current path is var lib mysql. That's great. So let's do ls-a, and now we should take a look if the file is created right here. See, these are the files now our server is going to use. Those old files are still going to be there, as I did testing, and I kept at that time my name was bin log, but I then removed it. You can delete them if you want. Here these are the files that your server is going to use, and next file will be created with the tbit dash dot 00002 here, and the index will have the record of these files. Okay, so let's do index first. So if we do cat, and if I will copy index here, tbit index, so you can see that it will have only one file now. And let's go to the file itself, and let's take a look. Okay, cat, this file. We don't see whole lot information here. Okay, so let's make some changes and then see if we see some information. So let's connect to the, let's go to home. Here I have connection manager for MySQL server that I have installed on Linux, the same one for which we made the changes. I'm going to connect to this MySQL server and start making some changes. Okay, now I have this table, let's say employee table here, and let's say use this database. Okay, run this statement and select asterisk from employee table. So I'm going to see some records here, and then we are going to make some changes. We have a lot of records here. Great. So what we are going to do here, we are going to say copy update employee set first name equal to Amir. Okay, where ID is equal to 1. Okay, I will make this change here, an update statement. Okay, that's done. Now if I will go back to my log here, and I will say cat this tbit dash dot 00001, I should see some values here. Okay, see, this is also showing me all that data, so you can see some information there, but it's not really actually the complete information. Remember what is the problem? We are not using the right utility to read this file. So remember, MySQL bin log, that's the utility we have to use. So dot. Okay, first of all, let me do ls minus la. So I take the file name. Let me copy this file name, and next clear the screen, MySQL bin log, and then I have to provide the file name. Okay, now if I do it, I can read that information. So if you see that here, you can read the timestamp here. Okay, and you can see all that information. So let's employ where we have update record. Okay, little hard to read in this format. Here, that's okay, table row, and that's your
Let me see. Okay, so here it is an updated rows flags and timestamp new employee, and this is the information which is written. Let's do the verbose, so let's see if that will help. Dash v. Okay, and now you can see that we have update statement right here. Okay, so that's how it is going to work when you have to, let me clear the screen and show you what statement I ran. So if you do MySQL dash verbose, that will also include the statements with the triple hash right there, and you have to provide the file name. So there are some parameters with the, see right there. So you have a binary log here, the information, date, timestamp, and everything here, and then you have a binary data here. By doing dash v, now we are able to see that information is as a hash. This is it. Well, you have more options with MySQL bin log. So let's say if you will let me clear the screen again. So I will make another video. If you have dash VV, then it will give you a little more information, like what data types and all those kind of things. So there are different switches you can use. So if you see right here, it is telling you like it was var string and all that. So try to use those different switches with the MySQL bin log utility to see more information in your bin log files. Now let's summarize this quickly. Okay, so what we have here, so if it's a Windows, you will go to the my.ini file, and that's where you would know that if a binary login is enabled and where the logs are written. If you are in Linux, then you will go to the etc my.cnf file, and that's where you would know that if the binary login is enabled and where exactly your log files are created and what is the name of those log files. And to read that binary log files, you will be using MySQL Bin Log Utility, and with the dash v, that's verbose, that will give you more readable format of those update, delete, insert statements. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I hope this video will help. Leave me comments if you have questions, and maybe we can make another video on this with your questions and explore more about binary logs.